What's going on, Minties? Uncanny Omar here, and I've got Kurtis from the Epic Marvel Podcast joining me today.
Hello.
Also, Omnidog is going to come sometime on board. We'll wait for him a little bit. But just hope everybody's staying healthy, safe out there. This feels nice. This feels like a return back to normal, right? Like I haven't done one. It feels so long since I've done one of these that it's missing out of my life, my everyday thing, my every month.
Yeah, it's true. And even this is not your usual.
No, this is
announcements. It's very, very different.
Yeah. So what we're talking about today is really the rescheduling of all these books that were previously announced, and we're gonna look at them together. And I know you guys are going to have a lot of questions, and I'll try to answer them as best as I can. And hold on, before we get started, though, you got another guy. There he is.
Hey!
Now we can now the party can get started.
Oh no, you've got that Marvel brainiac Kurtis here. I don't have any information compared to him.
I'll let you field a few of the easy ones.
Okay, good.
Jess, I was just telling everybody that if they have questions, man, we're gonna be answering everything. So put your thinking cap on, brother.
Is it about Barrel Lad? I can answer questions about Barrel Lad.
Wrong publisher, wrong company. So basically, what we're looking at today is kind of the schedule that Marvel has for their collected editions that were previously announced, but because of everything that was happening, they had to reshuffle and move things around. And we kind of expected this, right? We kind of expected things to move around. Now we have some new dates, and we'll look at the August solicits, and then we'll also look at the dates of we got the Omni separated from the Epics month by month. So just keep watching for that. And like I said, I'm sure you guys will have lots of questions, but I have this gentleman in the chat that might be able to answer more than me. So before I go any further, though, a huge thank you to David, Gabriel, everybody at Marvel for putting this list together for us. It was not an easy task, I'm sure. Because
I can't imagine the task that jumping back into this and trying to get all organized after that break, and schedules are out of whack and people working from home. It's just what a nightmare.
Oh, absolutely. And then trying to remember.
Yeah.
Like, oh, wait, did that book come out? No, we put that book out. Wait, did we get that book? Man, so the way that my brain works, I don't know. It's a tax, that's for sure. So, yes, thank you everybody for joining us, and we'll get started here in a few seconds. Let's see here. We've got the list for the rest of July, and then the August solicits, and then, like I said, the list of all the collected editions as far as Epics and Omnis for the rest of the year. We're going to look at together. So save your questions for a little bit later, like, hey, where's this book at? Because maybe it's in this other spreadsheet. So how are you two doing? Dave, I know how David's doing. Kurtis, Omnidog, how are you guys?
Omnidog, you go first.
I'm fine. I'm wearing my Epic Marvel T-shirt.
Oh, that's awesome!
Wow, look at you! You go to a job interview with that.
Where did you get that?
I forget. I think Vans. There was something Gabe helped me get.
Nice, man.
A Vans shirt.
It looks awesome.
I have them in the shoes too.
Cool.
Yeah. So I wore it especially for this.
Have you been staying at home?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I venture out to go to the pharmacy and the doctor. That's the life of a old Omnidog.
That's the life for a lot of people recently.
Yep.
It's not just people that should care. Kurtis, how are things up there in Canada, man?
Canada's doing pretty good, actually, especially BC, where I live. Our cases, while we do have them, it's very minimal compared to, especially what's happening in America. So I consider myself fortunate. We're like, nobody is going outside. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say nobody, but people are staying inside as much as possible and working from home, and we're all doing all of that flatten the curve and all that. And I think it's paying
Yeah.
off for us. We're doing okay. Going a little stir crazy. I got 3 kids and I'm trying to homeschool them as well as fit in some part-time jobs and stuff. And it's just like, oh man,
I hear that.
That's just nuts.
I like to think my kids are smarter than me, right? So whenever they come and ask me questions, I know I'm like, oh man, here we go. This is going to be embarrassing.
As an introvert, this is my Olympics, basically.
Yeah, Jess has been mentally preparing himself for days like this.
Yeah. I just sold some books so I can buy a Switch and play Animal Crossing with my daughter, who is still employed in her apartment where she is staying home for the rest of the year, probably. I don't know when she'll be able to go back to work.
Wow. Yeah, it's so up in the air. It's unusual.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you guys. I'm glad both of you are okay. And
how about you, Omar?
Oh, thank you for asking.
There's another guy in this chat.
That guy. I'm doing okay. I am the same way. I'm going. It's been a little crazy because I'm used to seeing my parents all the time, and now it's like we really can't. And my kids want to see their grandparents. My daughter has a birthday here in less than a month. She's worried about her friends. She's 10 years old and she's having a lot of breakdowns because she's not seeing her friends. And she's in the 5th grade, right? So they're going into the 6th grade. Some of her friends are moving out of state. So she's taking it. She's not taking it too well, and it hurts me to see her hurt. So,
yeah.
Yeah, it comes and goes. We have our good days. We go for drives, like old people now, or the 80s, or like in the 80s, we go for drives. I don't know if y'all remember those days, but yeah.
That was back in the 50s when they used to do that, I think.
Well,
just cruise down the street.
Gas is so cheap, We were like, let's go for a drive. All right,
That's
we got people in here now. We're gonna go ahead and get started.
People are all like, shut up, just talk about comics.
Yeah, let's talk about comics. That's one way to get that man in here. What's going on, everybody? All right, so let me share my screen. I got 2 screens going today, so I can actually keep an eye on the chat too. When everybody can see that, and if that's big enough for everybody to see.
I can't really read it. Is that because I'm old?
No. You should be able to increase
plus. There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
That's a little better.
Is that better?
There you go. Beautiful.
This is what we need. Okay. So this is for the remainder of the month of July, right? And by the way, I've added the Omnis and the Epics to another spreadsheet. Kurtis is going to help me out with that. So we have Amazing Spider-Man Full Circle coming out July 15th. These all the way come out on July 15th, 22nd, and the 29th. So the week of the 15th, we have Astonishing Spider-Man or Amazing Spider-Man Full Circle, the Astonishing X-Men Companion, which I'm excited about because that holds the rest of the X-Men Unlimited books. Death of Wolverine Prelude, 3 Months to Die, Conan Serpent War, Ms. Marvel by Saladin Ahmed Volume 2, Runaways Pride and Joy, that's the Marvel Select line. Uncanny X-Men Volume 1. That's the one that a lot of people have been asking me about, worried that it was not going to get resolicited, but it is now coming out on July 15th. That's both covers, the DM cover and the Standard Edition cover. Amazing Spider-Man 2099 Companion. That kicks off the week of the 22nd with Avengers continuing Jason Aaron's run, Volume 6. And by the way, if you guys want to talk about a book, please stop me. Oh, we need bigger. Got it, guys. Hold on. How's that? Is that big enough?
Okay.
Why don't you hide? Can you hide the B and C columns, and then so we can see the right the.
Let me move these. Now it's too big for me to control.
It's a beast.
Right click on B. Oh, there you go. Yeah,
that works as well. Really quick.
Yeah. There you go. So now we can see the on sale dates. Get it bigger.
So on the 22nd, I hope everybody now can see this.
Okay. You've got old on sale and new on sale.
Yeah. So we have The Eternals, the Jack Kirby complete collection trade paperback coming out. Miles Morales. Oh, and that's the one that has the remastered cover and the DM cover, the classic cover.
That's cool that there's a trade paperback with a variant cover.
Mm-hmm.
I would love a variant cover that says Epic Collection on it.
Don't start that trend.
Hey,
people love their DMs, man. Ruins of Ravencroft miniseries and Venom by Donny Cates, Volume 4, Venom Island. Wolverine Weapon X. This is a new printing. That book should always stay in print.
Yep.
And X-Men by Benjamin Piercy. This is the new series from the Post House and Powers of X.
X-Force.
X-Force?
Mm-hmm. X-Force by Benjamin Piercy, yeah. Here's an omnibus, the Adventure into Fear omnibus, coming out on the 29th. And that looks to have only just one cover. Here's one of the Avengers books that I remember, I think it was on your page, right? That people were like, Omar, can you ask David if he can change the name to, what was it, Kree Skrull War? Is that what they wanted?
Yeah.
And I was like, I think he's going to say no, guys, but I'll ask. And I remember emailing him, and David was like, no. He's like, we have Kree Skrull War, like, so much. Everything is named Kree Skrull War. We're naming this one the Beachhead Earth. So.
I like this title. It shows the Avengers' role in the whole Kree Skrull War by calling it the Beachhead Earth, because that's the role Earth played in that, and I like it.
And honestly, if you're not paying attention that this has the Kree Skrull War, then you're gonna end up with another copy of it. But I mean, it's epic though, so people collect the epic line. Then you have the Avengers Live, Kree or Die. I've always loved that title.
Cool.
It's not like a miniseries or a storyline. It's just different story arcs throughout the time of the Avengers. And then you have the Marvel Masterworks Team Up number 5 coming out, of course, with a variant cover as well. The Marvelverse graphic novel. These are the smaller size books. And Miss Marvel meets Marvel Universe. Silver Surfer Parable. That's a trade paperback with a new printing. Spider-Verse Zero. Or Spider Zero, rather. And then Star Wars The Rise of Kylo Ren. Trade paperback. Now, I've added the Omnis and the Epics to another list, so we'll look at that list in a little bit. But let me exit out of this real quick, since I just maximize that. Now we're going to look at the August solicitations, and please let me know if I need to make this bigger.
These are books that are going to be on sale in August?
Yeah, well, remember, solicits are, like, they tell you when they're supposed to come out, but the release dates are usually a little bit later there. For, like, omnis and hardcovers, right?
Okay.
But trade paperbacks usually about the month of.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this was, hey, Omar, do you know when Astonishing X-Men, Uncanny X-Force, and Wolverine? I have those dates, with, but we'll talk about Uncanny X-Force here in a little bit. And David says those are on the way. So there you go. You heard it from the man himself. And that's not me, because I'm not typing. I'm Omar. That's David. Just make sure y'all got that straight. Thank you, Jose. Ant-Man, World Hive, trade paperback. These again, the solicits for August of 2020. Ghost Rider Volume 2. It's the new series by Brizen, containing issues 5 through 7. So again, we knew this was coming, but now it's been moved to August. House and Powers of X trade paperback. We got the hardcover late last year, and now it's coming in trade paperback format. 400 pages, $44.99. I can't remember if I did the comparison last time, if that's how many pages the original one or the hardcover had or not. But maybe somebody could quickly go somewhere and find out how many pages the hardcover has. But this one has 400 pages. Eternals. This is the Neil Gaiman series with John Romita Jr. on artwork. It's being reprinted again. 7 issues, 256 pages, $34.99. The Eternals.
We were wondering if the Eternals stuff that's obviously to tie in with the Eternals movie was going to be pushed, because the Eternals movie was going to be pushed, but it looks like they're keeping it on the same.
Right.
Because when it was Eternals was pushed to like is that now February? Or when was it? It was November originally.
It was I think it was October or November.
And so maybe now it's a spring release.
Yeah. So perhaps, yeah.
But these ones are still coming out. December.
I was talking to you about that, wasn't I? About maybe they're gonna push these back because of the new movie dates that we're gonna have, because Black Widow is moving to another date. So I guess we'll find out. But it looks like they're still coming out in December. So about a month away. Still the same content. Tomb of Dracula Volume 4. I know the Epic guys are excited for that.
I am, yeah. Nice
collecting Tomb of Dracula 36 through 54, Doctor Strange 14, Dracula Lives 12 through 13, and Legion of Monsters 1. Feels so weird doing this, man, since I've done it last. We got Old Man, Hawkeye, the complete collection. So these were previously released in trade paperback formats, like issues 1 through 6, and then 7 through 12, but now it's all in one.
I felt like that series lasted longer than just 12 issues, but I guess it wasn't.
Nice
cover.
And here, oh, man, okay. So this is the new Mutants Omnibus. This is you're seeing it here for the first time, but this is the cover to the standard edition Omnibus, and then the direct market cover will have the Bob McLeod cover.
Yeah.
So, that's
great.
That's issue 19, I think. Is that issue 19?
I'm excited for this.
Or 18. That one looks like it's the first appearance of Warlock, or the first full appearance of Warlock, if I recall correctly.
This is stuff I lost in the flood, so I've been waiting a while for this.
Oh, yeah?
The new Mutants, yeah.
I'm glad, brother.
Yeah, this is really exciting for me.
And moving on to the Invincible Iron Man Epic Collection. I believe this is Volume 4. Yeah.
Right.
So Volume 4 coming out now in August of 2020. And let me make sure. Interesting. I don't know. I'm getting a weird message from YouTube. Can everybody still see us? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah. We haven't got any new comments in a little bit.
Yeah, that's not normal.
Huh.
Let me make sure everything's okay. Sorry, there's a temporary issue loading yours. Interesting. I mean, if we're still live, people are looking at us like we're crazy.
No, it looks like your
my
whole
phone,
channel.
I'm getting you.
Okay.
Us.
Well, you're getting us?
I'm getting us live.
And you're getting us questioning if we're still live or not?
Yes.
Wow, that's so meta. Okay. I'll leave it alone then. I'll continue with Ghost Rider. This is the Marvel Masterworks Volume 2.
That's great. I'm glad that they're plowing ahead with those.
Yeah, I want to get that.
I'm glad for two reasons. I would love an omnibus of this stuff, and then epic collections of Danny Ketch, but
yep,
I don't know if that will happen or not. And X-Men, God Loves, Man Kills. This is the extended cut gallery edition hardcover. $34.99, 120 pages, and it's got the extended cut of 1 and 2 on there. So,
Omar, it does say that I'm getting a video is unavailable
on your laptop.
On my laptop.
Okay, wait. I'm getting a message on Facebook.
Hold on a second, guys.
YouTube is acting weird. It keeps saying video play. This is from Travis Gilmer. It keeps saying video playback interrupted. Please try again later. But when I refresh, it will come back on, but there is no chat or anything. I think YouTube as a whole is having issues, as it's not just Omar's stream.
Yeah, we're totally off. Your channel is not working.
David said the video is showing, but it looks like things are messed up on YouTube because I was looking at something earlier, but I mean,
I'm still getting you on my phone.
Weird.
huh?
Yeah, it went low my subscriptions a minute ago.
Okay, so Melanie, my wife just came down here.
comments.
She said, "I think you're on. You're okay." Sorry for the
Okay.
technical difficulties. That's why it's a live show. No.
It won't load comments.
Well,
What's
yeah.
it?
It won't load comments.
Oh, it's not loading the comments. David, shut the comments off so nobody can ask him questions.
Well, let's keep on going. I mean, people will be able to play back the video later, I guess. Hopefully.
Yeah, for sure. If you guys have questions, please leave them in the comments section too. If you can't join the chat for some reason. So I'm really excited about that. That's my favorite X-Men story.
Is that the best X-Men story ever, you think?
According to Omar.
Well, that's what I have.
What do I know though? Yeah, according to him, absolutely.
No, I think it's a classic story.
Definitely classic for sure. I don't know if it's the best, but it's super good.
It's
Kurtis is the best. Come on, man. Don't come at me, Kurtis.
This one's the best. This one right here.
You really like Deadpool? I was gonna say I love this Deadpool though. This has artwork by Joe Madureira. It's Fabian Iciesa's work, and then you have Mark Waid like coming in and doing that 4-issue miniseries. I kind of dig this.
I've never read that.
Okay, hold on just a second, Jess. Let me explain where you can find this. If you have the Deadpool Beginnings Omnibus, if you have the X-Force Omnibus Volume 1 and 2, this is the stuff in there. But this is a collection of the Deadpool, like... I agree with this collection. I know everybody's like, Joe Kelly's run, and they actually put the first issue in here. But
this is exactly the same content as Deadpool Classics Volume 1.
Okay, I have that omnibus.
Okay. Whew, crisis averted. This is why I do this show just for you, Jess.
Thank you.
Okay, David said he's still commenting, so...
Okay.
So I guess some people can see it, but I guess
can't see it though. We're not getting any updates on our side.
That is really strange. I'm gonna try to see what happens if I do something really quick. But before I do that, let's continue on with this, and then we'll look at the Excel sheet. So here's another big one that moved to December now. Uncanny X-Men Volume 3 Omnibus Edition, both the direct market cover and the standard edition. Direct market cover, of course, is the Paul Smith cover, and the standard edition is the Jerome Opeña cover, which I really like, and that's the one that I have. $100 retail price. I think I remember asking,
wow,
Jess, is this one still coming? Like, is this still the same price? I could have sworn it was $125.
Uncanny 3?
Yeah. Jess is going to check on that. We have one of my favorite titles, Immortal Hulk. This is by Al Ewing and Joe Bennett. Butch guys.
Yeah.
It was $125.
So it was $125. Okay.
Wow. Price drop.
So it's a price drop?
It looks like it's $100. I don't know. I
Wow,
remember
good.
when I was looking at, you guys are getting cheaper than I did. Good for you all. So Immortal Hulk Volume 7, Black Cat Volume 2 on the run. I really enjoyed the first volume of Black Cat. Runaways.
Oh, yeah, you told me I need to get that.
I think you would dig it. Runaways by Rainbow Rowell, Volume 5. I've read the first trade, and people say it keeps getting better, so I may have to go back and read it. Amazing Spider-Man Volume 8, Threats and Menaces trade paperback. And The Fallen Angels. This is the Brian Hill series. Covering issues 1 through 6. Avengers of Wasteland trade paperback. And the Marvel Spider-Man The Black Cat Strikes trade paperback. This, I think, is from the game. Yeah, the Gamer universe. Yep. We have Acts of Vengeance, the Marvel Universe trade paperback. And
why do they call it Marvel? Oh, that's because it's not Avengers.
Right. So the Avengers one was I guess it was the centric storyline, right? Like where John Byrne took his stories.
And this is the leftovers.
Yeah.
Yeah, Moon Knight and Punisher. And not Spider-Man, because Spider-Man had his own Acts of Vengeance trade paperback, didn't he? Or I thought I don't remember.
Well, now you got me thinking. No, I think that was part of the Cosmic Odyssey storyline.
Okay.
So it's an epic. I think it's just isn't it called just the Cosmic Spidey? What is that called? Cosmic Adventures. So a lot of the stuff from Acts of Vengeance was in that, like the stuff with the Hulk and the Avengers Defenders trade paperback, Alan Davis. That looks really good, actually. And then The End, which is the newer series that was done. So this collects like Captain America, The End, Strange, The End, Venom, The End, and then Deadpool, The End. And here's one. Silver Surfer, Epic Collection,
Nice.
Volume 9. Is that correct? Curtis, do you remember?
The volume number?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. 9?
Okay. Because I remember
right.
I had to tell David that I think they had it as 6. And I think they changed it.
Yeah. It's because Thanos Quest was 7, Infinity Gauntlet. Now I don't know. Hold on a second. Let me consult my spreadsheet.
You consult your spreadsheet, and I'll look at another Epic Collection, and that is the Proteus, volume number 6.
Number 9 is correct. Yeah, no. Thanos Quest was 6.
I think they had it as volume 6 before. So, okay. So here is Proteus. This is X-Men Epic Collection volume 6. I know a lot of you guys are really excited about that.
To this, yep.
Wait, why? Explain.
Just because it's the next volume of the Chris Claremont run. We've had volume 5 for quite a while, Second Genesis, the beginning of the Giant Size X-Men, and then this is just the next volume, which people are eagerly waiting. And then coming up, probably early in 2021, is going to be volume 7, which is the Dark Phoenix story.
Ah, okay.
So it's just a nice kind of run all in a row there.
And I think one of the things that that a lot of people are excited about is, like Curtis said, when Epic Collections are distributed, it's usually like, you get a run from the old age, you get a run from the new stuff or the newer stuff, and it kind of goes back and forth. You usually get 2 a year. So people have been waiting for this one if they're reading it in chronological order and don't get the Omnis, don't have the box set. So this is a really damn good book too. I love this run because this takes you up until the beginning of the Dark Phoenix saga. So it goes all the way up to 128.
Yeah, it's going to be really good. A lot of fun stuff.
Marvel Comics, The World Outside Your Window. I really like this book. I had the hardcover of this, and it's pretty much a Marvel using real-life events to tell stories around them. Like, it's got the 9/11 Spider-Man issue. I think that's probably the most powerful one here. It's got the AIDS issue of Hulk by Peter David. And I don't want to spoil any of these stories in case people haven't read them, but there are some damn good stories in here. Alpha Flight 106, I think that's Scott Lobdell, Mark Pacella, Northstar.
Northstar comes out of the closet.
Yeah.
That one, yeah.
For the time, man, that was in the newspapers and everything. I remember when that came out.
I've got a neat interview with Mark Pacella on my website where he talks specifically a little bit about that and the hoopla around it. Yeah.
So apparently the link is still working through our Facebook page. If you went that way.
Okay.
It's YouTube having issues. So
I think it's still playing on my phone.
Good. Well, let it play, Jess. Don't forget to hit that like button.
It's still playing on my phone.
Okay, good deal.
On your phone, you can see the show.
Can you see comments on there?
No.
Yeah, that's. I think if people were already watching and having it cached, I guess don't leave. Maybe. I don't know. Hopefully, it'll get fixed by the time I get to the Excel sheet because I know people will have questions. I swear I did not purposely do this when I knew that YouTube was going to go down. Avengers, Jonathan Hickman Complete Collection. This is the his run on Hickvengers, as we like to call it. Yeah, I don't care what anybody says. I'm picking that up, man. That's X-Men Reload. This is the remaining Chuck Austin issues.
Yeah, I bought those other 2 trades, so I might as well get this one.
You
too.
might as well go all out, dude. You got to go all out. So, Jess, how do I sell you? You got to get it, Jess.
You spent your whole life.
It's so bad. It's good, man.
You spent your whole life telling me to avoid this bug.
What if you love it though? And you're missing out on something. X-Men Milestones Second Coming. They are pumping those back out. Here's another Epic Collection, and it is the Star Wars Legends Epic Collection Empire Volume 6.
Volume 6, they're really moving right along with the Empire one.
Oh, yeah. And that's good, because I know a lot of people really like that story. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order Dark Temple. Another Gauntlet Complete Collections coming out, Volume 2.
Yep.
In September.
That's good.
There we go. Star Comics Top Dog, the complete collection. This is the one I always bring up. I'm like, and DC can't release a post-crisis Batman.
I'll get this one. I got the Planetary.
Yeah. It's a Star Comics stuff.
You know, and I'm all over the Disney comics and the kids comics and stuff. So I love this stuff. It's a hefty price tag for this content, but I'll still support it if that means that they'll give even more unusual stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love that they can do that, right?
Yep.
They're like, yeah, let's go. What's left from Star Comics? Go ahead and pump them out. Then we have the
Wally
middle
Wizard.
See, you know. Well, I've got a couple of them, the ones that I remember from my childhood.
Yeah.
And then this is the middle grade reader stuff. I love this stuff. I love. I volunteer as English as a second language, and the kids eat this stuff up, man. It's a perfect size. Yeah. I'm like, that's how I learn to read English. You kids can learn to read English that way too. Read you some Spider-Man and X-Men. And that is that. Let me do something really quick. Let me stop sharing for a second. And what do you got, Jess?
I just got a couple of new. Well, they're from 715 though. Just a couple of new comments showing.
Oh yeah, I saw those too. Huh.
Like that one?
Yeah.
So that's a good question. Maybe David already answered it. So let's see. I'm afraid if I refresh this StreamYard, like it's gonna flake out and stop.
Oh,
yeah.
What would it do? Oh, we're getting the comments that are up to date.
Oh, okay. Okay. We're back. Okay. Because we never went anywhere. We're back. We almost killed the internet, but...
And that's it, everybody. What a great show. See you later.
For those of you that missed it, Uncanny X-Men, Omnibus Volume 5, Generation X Omnibus... I'm just kidding. No, people will believe that. People will believe that, and then they're going to be like, what? No. I'm just kidding. No.
You can't believe Spider-Man number 5 came out?
Jess, quit spreading rumors. Okay, good. Maybe we'll... let's go ahead and start talking about these right here. So what we did was compile a list of everything that we know so far from emails with David, from the solicitations page, just stopping by to pay my dues. Thank you so much, Magic the Krakening, for the super chat, buddy. Appreciate that, man. David sent me a couple of lists. We compiled them together, so we got all the Omnis and Epics here. Now, I was going to make a separate video about this, and I still can, for people that want them, but I figured you all would want to know right now, just, to start thinking about how to spend your money. So this is what I have, so just wait until the end, and then you can ask me, hey, where's this book? Yeah. Yes, we killed YouTube, apparently. Sorry.
We did run through the August solicits, with pictures and everything, so you'll have to, after this video is done, you'll have to replay it and see what you missed.
Yeah, please do. So, again, I noticed some things that are missing from this that I originally said, but maybe David is still in the chat and maybe he can help us with some of this stuff. So let's look at this list that we have, and hopefully we won't kill YouTube again. So we're looking at the Omnis first. First of all, can everybody see this okay? Is this list okay? Looking
Let's
at you.
let's make that bigger as well.
Okay. Hold on one second. No, don't shift. Trying to control this. Nope. Kurtis, you're the Excel guy. How do I
think. Yeah, I think it's just Control plus to make the whole window, and you don't need to make the. I think you just need to make the whole window bigger, like zoom in.
Ah,
oh, that's all right.
Oh, what was that?
Something that it creates by pushing a button combination because it's Excel. Let me see. Control plus. Nope.
No, down in the bottom corner, the bottom right-hand corner, there should be.
Thank you. There we go. That's what we want to say.
Yep.
All right. Thank you, Kurtis.
Ooh, look at all these good books.
All right. So here's the list that we have so far. And like I said, if you guys, thank you so much, Travis. If you guys see something missing, just wait. Maybe I know I see a couple things that are missing, but we'll see together. So Astonishing X-Men by Joss Whedon.
Oh yeah, these are coming out in June. I put the June stuff in here as well.
Yeah, which was a good call because not a lot of people caught that live show. So just again as a reminder, Sensational She-Hulk also available, and these are the ones that will be out. This is the direct market. Okay, David said he can't see the comments anymore, so I'm just asking to refresh it. Looks like things are back to normal.
I love how many new printings are on this list.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. Great to get caught up.
So Silver Surfer Omnibus on the 17th of June. Amazing Fantasy Omnibus. This is the new printing. This is the reprint on the 24th of June, along with the Morbius Living Vampire Omnibus. I would say both the direct market and the standard edition version are going to be there. I'm
looking forward to that Morbius.
Yeah, me too, man.
I have good memories of that comic book growing up.
Okay. And David's back in. You can see the chat again. Timely's Greatest, Golden Age Submariner by Bill Everett. This is the post-war years. This was originally supposed to come out, I think, in April. I did an overview of it because back before the whole world, took a pause. Like, it was supposed to come out in April. So, Savage Sword of Conan, the original Marvel years. Again, the direct market cover and the standard edition on July 8th. We went over this just recently. The Uncanny X-Men Omnibus reprint and Adventure into Fear, both in July. Solomon Kane. I don't have a specific date, but that is coming out in August, as well as Conan the Barbarian, the original Marvel years. And, oh my gosh, thank you so much for that. I needed to hear that today. SX, New Warriors Forever. Yes. Absolute Carnage. I think somebody was asking earlier if that was still on the go for this year. It is. Coming out on August 26th. Wolverine Omnibus. It looks like it has been pushed back until September 2nd. And David, please, if you're still out there and listening, feel free to correct me on any of these dates if these are wrong. Black Widow Omnibus also pushed back until September 2nd.
Yeah, so that one got pushed back to when the movie is coming out, right?
The movie, I think, is November now, right? November?
Yeah, so, September. Oh, yeah, November. Well, that's still around the same time, I guess.
Okay. I am correct on Wolverine, so it is September 2nd.
Excellent. Everyone buy that book.
Yes, please. Gotta get that. Gotta get those sales. Yeah. So it's also giving people a chance to catch up, and that is a good question. Wolverine, will it get a different binding in September, since the one that came out, or was supposed to come out in March, April, had the flat spine? It's a good question. And Black Widow got bumped as well. So remember, these are the direct market, by the way, direct market dates. So online stores, cheap graphic novels, in-stock trades, Tales of Wonder, and your comic book stores.
Yeah, I think Hachette doesn't even have. They don't have a plan quite yet. All of their listings are just a blocked out. Like, we're pushing everything to November. They haven't worked their stuff out yet.
Okay, David said, I think it's a different binding. Haven't seen it yet. And look at the super chat. Can we get a Ghost Rider Marvel Zombies reprint? Dude, can we get a Danny Ketch omnibus? Come on. Don't stop at that. Jason Aaron, Ron. X-Men Grand Design Omnibus coming out on the 26th of August.
That's cool.
Marvel Classics Omnibus coming out now on the 16th.
There's another oddball one.
Look at you too, so you could reveal these. Thank you, David. You are the man, sir.
Wow, cool.
Which one's the oddball? The Golden Age one?
The Marvel Classics comics.
Yeah.
All the literary adaptations.
David, do you mind if I share your story about how that came about, the Marvel Classics? You know, you could just jump on the show and you could share it yourself. But if you want me to, I could tell people the story you told me of how you got the idea to come up with the Marvel Classics Omnibus. Then there's the Golden Age. I know there's a lot of people, shout out to the Marvel Masterworks Forum, that are so happy about that. Volume 2, that comes out on the 23rd of September. War of the Realms, it's now scheduled to come out on October 7th.
Thank goodness. David said you can share.
Oh, he did? Okay. So this is really cool. This is how things like one of my first calls with him, I always ask him, like, how do you guys come up with this stuff? Like, is there like a sheet that you guys have? Do you guys just get together and have this amazing meeting? And then he's like, no, sometimes I just look at a stack of things and I'm like, hey, look, we haven't collected that. Let's collect that. Well, the story behind the Marvel Classics is that his mother-in-law was really sweet and gave him a stack of like books that she found, and it was a bunch of these Marvel Classics, and he remembers them. And he's like, hey, let's make an omnibus of these. And that's how the story came out. Like, I love hearing things behind the scenes like that.
That's awesome.
Well, then you should send him a stack of New Warriors.
I should send him a stack of... I think I made that joke when he told me that. Yeah. I was like, maybe your mother-in-law can find some New Warriors one day. Marvel Horror Lives Again. Both covers on, of course, October 14th. Good, that hasn't moved. The reprint of Infinity Gauntlet. Both covers on the 21st. She-Hulk by Dan Slott. And, oh, dude, look at that Hulk out. Look at that. He said, send me an all-star squadron stack. So we have an all Hulk out release on the 28th of October. Both, yes, I'm so glad to see that on there. Peter David Omnibus Volume 2 coming out on October 28th, as well as Dan Slott's She-Hulk Omnibus.
That's a big day.
Nice.
Ven Omnibus Volume 3 still on there on the 24th of November. The Thanos Infinity Saga Omnibus on the 11th of November. Uncanny X-Men Volume 2 on the 11th of November as well. The Conan the Barbarian, this is the Kurt Busiek stuff. And that is the stuff that was originally printed at Dark Horse. And this will be available on the 18th of November. And yes, Excalibur Volume 1. Oh, that makes me so happy. That and New Mutants, man.
Just in time for Christmas.
Just in time, you're right. Now, Uncanny X-Men, we just learned, is coming out on December. Both covers, as well as New Mutants, and as well as the Eternals Complete Saga.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's missing? Notably, of course, I'm going to say the Uncanny X-Men Volume 4. But that makes sense. If Uncanny X-Men Volume 3 had to be pushed back until December, then it makes sense that Uncanny X-Men 4 had to find another date.
It'll be an early 2021 release then, probably.
The other omnis I see that are missing that I don't see are Donny Cates' Omnibus, the Cosmic Omnibus.
Oh, yeah.
Moon Knight Volume 1. Then this is just off the top of my head, so if anybody else remembers, please let me know. and Thunderbolts. But Thunderbolts we really didn't have a date for Omnis, so yeah. So those are the ones that are missing that I can see right off the top of my head. Oh, and the new X-Men by Jim Lee and Chris Claremont reprints, volumes 1 and 2. Okay, so David is saying things move later in the year. Don't worry. There you go, guys. You heard it from the man himself.
Not canceled.
Not canceled. Hey Omar, I'm gonna get this question a lot. I get this question at least, I'm not exaggerating, once a day. So
we've already seen it pop up in this chat a couple times too.
A couple times, yeah. So what's going? What about Uncanny X-Force? So Uncanny X-Force got caught up in this really weird time where the printers had to temporarily shut down in China, so they only were able to send a small batch over here, right? And then that small batch window got pushed out to some distributors. I don't even know the numbers of how many got pushed out. And then Diamond shut its door, so they were like, not gonna ship anymore. I don't know if they have any or if they sent everything. So David is saying Uncanny X-Force might be July. So there you have it, guys. For all of you that this is the man that if he says he's gonna be July, it'll be July. So it's not out of print. It's just out of stock.
There you go.
Keep that in mind. So that should make a lot of people happy. There you go. Uncanny X-Force might be July. Amazing Spider-Man Volume 2. Sorry if I already mentioned. No, I was waiting for that one. So, I believe that's the same thing that happened to that one. Very similar. We had a small window. Sorry, Jess, I keep covering you up. We had a small window of books that managed to get in here. Printer shut down, so some were able to move. I don't know. I don't even know if Diamond knows what they have right now, because I'm sure that warehouse, until they start shipping things out, which is supposed to be May 20th, so maybe even next week, they might actually find some of this stuff.
Yep.
So, but rest assured, you will get your copy. Okay. So, I'm not even going to highlight that comment. So, there was a really good... Okay, here's the question. Bendis Daredevil, that should be out next week. The reprints, I know Cheap Graphic Novels announced it on their... They're going to get some next week. So, I can answer that one. I know for sure. I got that one. Oh, wait a minute. That's another one. Thank you so much. Oh, I've got the Thor, but Cloak-and-Dagger Omnibus. I didn't see that one on here either. Good catch.
What about Thor Volume 4?
Where do we put that? It's in one of these spreadsheets. Hold on a second. It looks like August. Thor Volume 4 is August. But I don't recall seeing... I cannot keep up. Did it already release the Cloak and Dagger Omnibus some places?
Really?
I don't know how you keep up, David. Well, I'm asking. I don't remember if it did or not. Oh, Ben Reilly Volume 2. That one's also missing. Thank you all for catching these, because I was just thinking off the top of my head. So, David is saying maybe in the next few weeks in June. I know there's several, like, just looking here, there looks like to be a small window. Well, maybe it's not that small of a window. And then the reprint of Ultimate Miles Morales. Yeah, I didn't see that on there either. Burn She-Hulk, that one's at the top of the list. That one comes out in June 3rd of 2020. So early June. Let's move on to the list of epics. Make sure we're not missing any, and then we'll come back to the Omnis and you guys if you have questions. Yes, we went over that Beta Ray, Jim. Love your name, by the way. There's some books that are going to be pushed a little bit. I'm sure New Warriors is one of them. Thunderbolts, Uncanny X-Men Volume 4. But David said they're not canceled. They're just being moved. So worry not. Hope the guys looking for Bendis saw the comments. I hope so too. Iron Man Epic Collection coming out on the 17th of August.
Can you make this a little bigger?
Oh, yes, sir.
Down in the corner there.
I got it this time, Karen. I got you this time. So again, keep in mind these are the direct market dates. So Iron Man Epic Collection War Machine finally coming out on the 17th of June. Fantastic Four Name is Doom on the 24th. What If Classic Collection. This is the Classic Complete Collection coming out July 1st. Star Wars Legends Epic Collection Legacy Volume 3. Trade paperback. The Eternals Complete Collection. The Jack Kirby stuff. Again, both covers. On the 22nd.
I just stuck those ones in there. The What If and Eternals.
Well,
they're pretty much...
I did the same thing with the Complete Collection of Tomb of Dracula. Because
exactly.
I know people that collect the complete collections of Tomb of Dracula.
Yep.
The Avengers Epic Collection Beachhead Earth on the 29th. And Iron Man Epic Collection Volume 4, The Fury of the Firebrand.
At some point in August.
In August. Avengers West Coast Epic Collection Tales to Astonish. On the 5th of August, Conan the Barbarian Epic Collection, the original Marvel years, the coming of Conan. Thank you, David, for changing that to an Epic Collection.
Yes.
August 5th, Star Wars Legends Epic Collection, The Rebellion, Volume 4, now on the 19th of August. X-Men Epic Collection Proteus, trade paperback, Volume 6. This is the ones I went through in the video. Silver Surfer Epic Collection Resurrection. Tomb of Dracula, all of these were in September, and Star Wars Legends Epic Collection. One of the ones in September is also the Ditko is Strange King Size hardcover, for those that have been asking me. Ditko is Strange, that's the King Size one. And then look in the August, Fantastic Four Volume 22 will be one of the Masterworks released that day, as well as the Marvel Select Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh, and Stranko, the King Size book is out that day, that month as well. And that's where you'll find the Jason Aaron OHC Volume 4. So,
when is that? What date is that Jason Aaron being released?
The hardcover, it's in August.
August. Thank you.
You got it, man. Anytime.
So go back to that epic. Oh yeah, the epic list for a second here. Can you flip over to the epic
I got
tab?
you. Yeah, man.
Okay. I noticed that the West Coast Avengers Epic Collection is the only one that hasn't changed.
That survived.
It still has the original date there. Now all of the other ones have been pushed a little bit, so I don't know how they come up with the ideas of what they're going to push and what they'll keep the same. So, and this only goes up until September. So there are a few that were scheduled to come out before Avengers West Coast that are not on this list. Where did those ones go? Like Daredevil Last Rites, Conan Chronicles, Horrors Beneath the Stones, New Mutants, Cable, and Black Widow, The Coldest War. So those ones I'm sure will probably show up in October or beyond. Perhaps they move things around for that. I see that happening, honestly.
Yep. We knew it was going to happen. What I'm glad didn't happen is any of these things got canceled. So thank you so much for just shifting things around. And I got to highlight this comic. It's just really good. David Gabriel, thank you for continuing to work hard throughout all this. Comics are a way to bring us together and maintain sanity. Amen, brother.
Yep.
You said it. So how many epics are missing from the list?
Hold on, you got to give there's a shout out to me that you have to highlight here.
Yes, boss. Where is that? Tell me.
That boy
This one here. Shout out to Kurtis. There you go, man.
Yeah, I'll plug it. If you haven't joined my Epic Collection page on Facebook, you should totally join that. It's a fun place to be. We talk about Epic Collections and some of these classic complete collections all day long. Yeah, just search for Epic Collection on Facebook. The Epic Collection, speculation, admiration, and whatever. It's a big long title. It's a lot of fun. Thanks for amusing me there.
I'm a big pusher for. Sound like a drug dealer. I'm a big pusher for Epic Collections. I love them. I think it's a great way to read these books.
Yep.
For anybody that wants to continuing this, the story that you read in an omnibus, and you're like, man, I wish they made more of these. Well, go read some epics if you really want to know, what happens with these characters or where the story goes from there. Thank you, DBC All-Star. I like your name, by the way. What about the Moon Knight Omnibus? Again, that one got pushed. David said it'd be later on. So I don't know if that means early next year or later on this year, but we'll find out together. I'm sure it'll be in the solicits. Then we can find out a specific date. New Mutants Epic Volume 7 was supposed to be July. That was the final New Mutants, right? The one that leads into X-Force?
Yes. And it should. I'm guessing it'll probably be October at this point. Oh, there you go.
There you go, Jess. Jess. Shout out to Omnidog for representing the classics, the classic readers. There you go. Everybody got a shout out.
Thank you.
Woohoo!
There you go. Omar, when will the Darth Vader Dark Lord of the Sith Volume 2 be available? I just saw that. Where did I see that? Oh, brother.
In the August tab, I think.
Was it August? Star Wars Darth Vader. Yeah, thank you, Kurtis. Darth Vader Dark Lord of the Sith Volume 2. There you go, man. So, August, Jose. Still coming. I need those New Mutants Epic Collections. Brother, I need those. I need those New Mutants Omnis. So let's get them all.
Yep.
So yep, those are the books that I see missing. That like David said, are going to get pushed. So hopefully we'll get more. But this kind of gives you an idea. For people asking about JMS Volume 2, that one still looks like it's available to order. So people should be getting them. So I know Cheap Graphic Novels can get them. Speaking of Cheap Graphic Novels, if you haven't checked them out, check them out. They're our Near Mint Conditions official sponsor, and that's cheapgraphicnovels.com. They got books up to 50% off, sometimes more. They had a really huge Nick and Dent sale recently. Jose, thank you. There was another book I forgot. The Infinity Crusade Omnibus.
Right.
To wrap up the Infinity Trilogy.
Yeah, that's not on the list.
I did not see that, but my thoughts were maybe that was going to be released when the Infinity Gauntlet Omnibus was reprinted. JMS 2, the DM covers, I don't know. I know that they're still available to order. I don't know which covers, how much of each covers, but I'm pretty sure those direct market covers are going to be hard to get just because of the high demand and how long people have been waiting for it. And Cole, the original Marvel years. Thanks, guys. I'm glad you're on the ball. I forgot about that one too. That's right. Cole is not on here.
That's right. There are so many Omnis that were scheduled to come out in this last quarter. It's just crazy.
Well, of course, the one that stood out to me is Uncanny X-Men. Right? Yeah. I was like, oh, yeah, that one stood out. But I forgot about Cole, and then I forgot about the Cloak-and-Dagger book. My rewind isn't working. Can you start over from the beginning? No.
The rewind will work once the stream is finished.
Is there an Uncanny X-Force Omnibus? Yes, there is. There is an Uncanny X-Force Omnibus. And that, again, will be available if you can't get it now in July. And somebody earlier was asking, actually there were a few people, about the releases overseas, how it affects them.
Hmm.
Good
And that's
question.
because I have a lot of European viewers and I have a lot of people from Australia that watch. I don't exactly know how long you all will have to wait. I don't know if David is still in the chat or not. Maybe he can answer that. Maybe he himself. I don't know if he doesn't know or not. But I don't know. I'm assuming there's got to be a little bit of a wait. Like Kurtis, usually when things are released in America, like for the direct market, how long is it before you all see it up there? If you're going,
it's the same time.
So
the dates are the same in Canada.
So direct market's the same day, like at a comic book store up there.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But that doesn't take you don't have to worry about shipping overseas. It's just
Yeah.
you just got to cross the border. I think that the dates are the same overseas as well. I know with some places like with the IDW books that I do, a lot of them are shipped straight from the printer all the way to the distributors. Like they don't even get to IDW warehouses, so they would all kind of get there around the same time.
I'm always curious, like how long that takes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Heroes Reborn: The Return is missing as well.
Wow.
I believe me. I'm mentally writing these down. If I hear back from David, when these release dates are, I'm sure that's still a nightmare trying to put this all together, see where they can fit it. I will let everybody know. No, the Infinity Saga was mentioned. Infinity Saga comes out right there on November 11th, Chad. So that's on there. But you're right, the Heroes Return is not on there.
Yeah.
Oh, don't apologize, man. It's good. I don't mind going back. Okay. I'm going to stop sharing unless you guys want to touch on something else, and then we can take a couple of questions from the chat. Silver Surfer Omnibus. Well, maybe I should just leave this up. The Silver Surfer Omnibus is scheduled to come out on June 17th. June 17th. Start over. No. So as Diamond started distributing comics again, they're supposed to start next week.
Yep.
So I'm sure JMS Spider-Man Volume 2 will be one of those. And if you missed it earlier, for all those asking about Uncanny X-Force, David said probably July again. So it's just out of stock, not out of print. A direct market store in the UK has the same release dates for Sensational She-Hulk and Silver Surfer. So that's good. That means, well, dang, that means they get their books at the same time, huh?
That's good.
This is a question from Surya to David. I don't know if he's still in the chat or watching. Maybe he fell asleep. Appreciate that Omni's hardboard have both direct market cover and regular cover images now. I love that. The Wolverine did that. Is it possible to have the direct market cover be flippable inside out and have the regular cover image on the other side?
Well, then there's no incentive to buy through the direct market.
Yeah, what Kurtis said, I think. That's what I was going to say. Forbidden Planet, okay. Sensational She-Hulk looks cool. I hope it contains some of the classic posters from that time. Usually when they go back and do these books, they 100% include everything. Even the direct market cover, is it the regular cover? I can't keep up. Let me look. Nope, it doesn't say. One of those is a poster. Was a burn poster included in the books. Any idea when sites like Tales of Wonder would have these solicitations so they can put up for pre-orders? I'm thinking probably whenever the catalog is updated. It's usually when they can start doing that. The hashtag catalog. Do epics get reprinted, or is it you get them quick or they'll be gone for good?
That's a great question.
It's an excellent question.
They do get reprinted. Some of them do. not all of them have been reprinted. There's actually, if you join my Facebook group, I have a pin to the top, a long list of the ones that are out of print currently. But I mean, generally speaking, yeah, that's what I was just about to say. If you want them, you need to get them, because you never know. It's just.
I will say, there's a lot of truth behind that, and that's mainly because it's just become really popular. It's a popular line to get. I mean, to cover you up there.
Well, and they'll keep the Stan Lee stuff in print because that's always popular. Everyone's always going to buy that, especially if there's new people who are new to comics. They're going to get that. But like Daredevil from the 90s, which is, people don't care about that stuff. Once that sells out, like, is Marvel going to want to print more and have it sitting in their warehouse for the people who got it already got it? And so I know, I mean, it's this balancing act between keeping it available and having the warehouse space to keep all of this stuff that just isn't going to move.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
I know. I completely agree with that. Like, just seeing books, because everybody wants, different people want different things reprinted, right? Of course. And it's a matter of like, okay, well, what needs to be reprinted? And David has said before that he wants to at least keep the volume 1s in print, and even that's a task because you can't keep up.
Well, and it would be really nice if they all stayed in print, of course, because like if someone's just discovers comics today and they're like, I want to collect all of these Avengers Epic collections, and some are already out of print, like that's a bummer for sure.
Yeah.
So it is. I don't know. It's a hard thing, and I like that's where I was with the Marvel Masterworks. Like before Epic collections came out, I would have loved to jump onto Marvel Masterworks, but there were already so many out of print that it's like, well, I'm not going to bother right at this point anymore, right?
So, for those asking about the Cloak-and-Dagger Omnibus, David said he's been looking for it, and he said it is coming out, but we just can't find. He can't find a date right now, so it is still coming, and it should be this year.
Mm-hmm. It would be nice to, going back to the reprint stuff, at least get the ones that were printed by Quad Graphics that kind of were a little shoddy to be reprinted.
Well, didn't they sneak one in recently? The Spider-Man, I don't want to say sneak. That's not even the right word. It's like under the radar. It came in the Spider-Man Venom.
Yep.
Like
it did. It was not solicited. It was just kind of very under the radar. And that one makes sense though, because Venom is one of those guys that's just always going to sell. West Coast Avengers Volume 1 that would be a nice one to get reprinted because those would have like pages literally falling out of them. The glue was terrible in those ones. But like, what was the other one? Like Hulk Volume 3. I don't know how many people are clamoring to get that material. So will it be reprinted? I don't know. But it would be nice if it was.
Yeah, absolutely. I love this question. This is my boy, Asian Johnny Depp. David, can you put together an Asian hero omnibus with Jubilee, Silk, Shang-Chi, and post-body swap Psylocke?
I love that idea.
Very specific.
That is so specific, but I'd get it. I'd be all over that. I love that. Yes, Freddie, that was my buddy Strider up there barking at somebody walking their dog. I have no idea. I yelled at my daughter Lydia, and I don't know what she did. I have a feeling he's locked in my closet now. So I'm gonna stop sharing. Let me stop sharing really quick, and we'll get back to us. So I'll write down some of these. I think somebody was already writing down some of the books that we're missing, and then I can just I'll shoot David a question and ask him if he knows when these books are out. And if I find out, I'll make a separate video just talking about these dates and when they're coming. This is the question that broke the chat, by the way. This is the last question I saw before YouTube broke. Omar, if Omnibus was it 809? If Omnibus is the plural of Omnibus, then is Absolute the plural of Absolute? David's in the chat, so you can ask him. Omar, you rock that
Absolute
retro
DC.
review. I don't even know if they know. I'm sure they just call it those big books. Why are Volume 2 of most Omnis out of print? We don't do absolutes. There's your answer. There's your answer.
The volume 2s are out of print because people bought them.
Well, how do I... Okay, so people that buy Volume 1, right, enjoy a book, more than likely they're going to buy a Volume 2 of something. Marvel usually will, let's just say in the case of X-Men, they'll reprint Uncanny X-Men Volume 1, right? I think it's going through its 5th printing now, whereas Uncanny X-Men Volume 2 is going through its 3rd printing, if I'm not mistaken. That means there was a time when you could get a Volume 1, but you can't find a Volume 2, mainly because people have a tendency to buy more of Volume 1s and 2s. That's just the way, you know. And I'm not talking about collectors, people that get all these, but people just in general that want to try out a book.
Well, if people are wanting to try out a book, the normal person won't buy an omnibus just to try out something.
Sure.
I don't think, at least. Everybody has their, you know, the company I work for, Library of American Comics, is reprinting all of Dick Tracy, and there are like 27 volumes of this. And the numbers steadily go down and down and down because everybody has the best of intentions of collecting every single volume when you start collecting. So volume sales, Volume 1 is high, Volume 2, and then people eventually, you know, they stop, or they can't keep up, or whatever. Or they forget a few, and then they don't bother collecting the rest, or the style changes drastically halfway through, and then they're not interested in that period anymore or something. So yeah, it's normal for the progression of sales to kind of go down as the volume numbers get higher. That's what
books
DC
in
is trying to,
general.
yeah. That's what DC is always saying. We just want Volume 1s of everything because the Volume 1s sell. They want to keep on restarting their volume numbers, and that's why they're canceling all these things.
Well, that's why I love and praise the Epic line. To put that number in the back of the Epic volume is one of the most ingenious things that has happened in the world of collected editions.
Yep.
Right? Outside of the omnibus format, like to have that number on the back of a volume, that was a game changer.
Totally.
Right? And you can tell it's a game changer because I don't have any of these, but I heard that DC's even following suit with some of their Bronze Age trade paperbacks, the thicker
did that
stuff.
with Justice League, yeah.
That's what I thought. I don't have it, but somebody sent me pictures, and they were like, "Isn't this what Marvel's doing?"
But I think that it's a different story with this classic material, especially when you're collecting like 40 years worth of a comic. You can jump on, especially with this old Marvel stuff, you can jump on with any volume. That's the way comics were made back then. With something like Dan Slott's Spider-Man that is so continuity heavy, you have to kind of have those volume numbers in order to find out where you are.
Okay.
I think.
I can see that. But then there are several stories that you can just jump in, right?
Yeah.
Like, especially during the Bronze Age. There's a question in here. For David, if you're still in the chat, sir, what are your most wanted omnibus? Dude, you gotta call it omnibook. David's in the chat.
David's most wanted was Marvel Classics, and he did it.
And he did it.
It's done.
Well, his favorite book was Fantastic Four, right? And that was the very first omnibus. So I always thought that was a pretty cool story.
Yeah.
Thanks for answering. You're welcome, Andrew. Yes, the Dan Slott Omnibus. Did somebody say Dan Slott Omnibus? There's your answer. All-Star Squadron Omnibus. That's his most wanted.
I was just reading that What If issue that kind of ties the All-Star Squadron into the modern continuity, and it's good stuff. I'd love to read more of that old stuff too. That'd be great. Golden Age Epic Collections.
Where is your preferred place to purchase out-of-print Omnis? I feel like we're gonna get into a dark alley. Like I don't really have I love finding whales. That's what we call them, right? Out in the wild. Oh, finding those white whales out in the wild at a comic book store. meaning I can get it for retail price, and maybe if it's been sitting there for a couple of years, even try to haggle a little bit. But that's I don't really pay over cover price because that's just me though. But I know several people do. eBay, I don't know. Amazon.
My preferred place would be wherever you can find it the cheapest.
There you go. What about you, Jess? Have you paid over cover for anything?
I don't think so. I mean, I've paid a lot for books, expensive books that had a high cover price, but I've never paid over cover. I I think that out of the way comic stores, if you travel, well, it's really hard now to travel, of course.
Right.
It probably will be for the rest of the year, but one way to do it, I used to like to travel a lot to various comic book stores in the States.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say now the way to do it is probably calling them up. Just if you've got time on your hands, pick a state, pick a city, and just call up places, because you know there's some place in Pahontsawa, Iowa that has Fantastic Four by Hickman #1 that's just collecting dust and just waiting there for you. They just don't have the customer base that would buy it. And so like I used to pound the pavement, I would pound the telephone lines now and call random comic stores throughout the U.S.
Well, and that's what I've been doing actually now that new comics have stopped. I've been finding that comic book stores have been taking pictures of their shelves and posting them on Facebook or on Instagram because they can't have people come into their store. So they're making everything available to everybody for curbside pickup or for mail order and stuff. So I'm just like picking a city in Canada, Brandon, Manitoba, see what comic book stores come up, see if they've posted pictures of their shelves, and I've actually found some pretty good deals. And they'll ship it to Canada. It's really expensive to ship over the border, so I refuse to get into that. But
one of my favorite things to do is I do a comic book store, not anymore, but when I would travel a lot, I would do graphic novel hunts. I did it in Baltimore, and when I did it in Indianapolis, somebody saw a couple of epics that were out of print. One of the Death of Superman Omnibus that was out of print. And they called that store up, and then they messaged me, or they left a comment going, "Hey, man, thanks a lot for posting that video. I got a couple of epics," and then another guy got the Death of Superman.
Nice.
And they were able to ship it to me. That was pretty cool.
Yep, it's good to support your local shops.
And then there's this happens. I called a place in Indiana that had a book I wanted that was out of print for a video I saw, but they wouldn't ship it. They just lost the sale, man. That was weird. Most people do.
You should have bought it and shipped it to them. Omar, you could do it.
No, then I'm going to start a service I don't want to do. I'm not starting that service.
I know you guys are going to miss my incisive commentary, but I got to hop off and get Omnibros.
Oh, yeah. If you want to follow the adventures of Omnidog, he will be on Omnibros Live at 8:30. And where else can people find you, Omnidog?
Me on Omnidog's Vault on YouTube and on Instagram, Omnidogs_Vault. Thank you for asking me to be on the show.
Thanks for joining, brother.
This was great to find out all the stuff that's coming out and when it's coming out. It gives me a little feeling of normalcy, which is a good feeling.
It is a great feeling. Absolutely. I agree, man. You take care, brother.
Curtis. Good to see you, Curtis.
And likewise, Jess. Nice to run into you again.
Okay. Thanks, Uncanny. I appreciate it. Peace and love. Peace and love.
Bye, brother. Omar, you love making business proposals with Dan. You can use the service. I do. But every business proposal I do with Dan, it's usually him doing the heavy lifting and me just coming up with the idea. That's the way we run it, man. This channel is responsible for my empty pockets.
So many people.
I'm so sorry.
Much debt.
But we're all in the same boat, man. We're on the same debt boat together. I think Omar finds us out of print book sounds like a great idea. Oh my gosh.
Well, that's something that the Facebook groups are great with.
Yeah.
They'll post when they see deals and help people out, and it's really great to have that community. The Omnibus Collectors group and my Facebook, my Epic Collection group, we all do that.
I found an what was it? It was the X-Men Inferno hardcover. And I know it was a sought after book, and I was like, I guess I could sell it on eBay, but I don't want to be that guy. So I posted it on the Facebook, one of the Facebook groups. It was the Omnibus Collectors group that I joined a few years ago, and it was crazy how, like, before I even checked out, I had money in PayPal. I'm like, man, I guess I could have made money out of that, but they were just charging. They were charging cover price, so
yeah, that's good.
So that's one of those really hard to find OHCs. Omar, get David Gabriel on one day for a 5-hour Q&A. Let's start with baby steps. Let's just get him on here one day. How about that?
I think he's scared. He's scared of all of these people who will ask him all of these questions.
I
would be.
I can select the questions. I can filter them out. There is a really good question, and I have to do this because I really like this guy. Where is it? And sorry if I missed a lot of your questions. Larry, I was trying to find your question, buddy. And it got drowned in here when we were talking about out-of-print books.
They are flying. The questions are flying.
Just need somebody sitting in the corner over there to monitor the chat.
Boy. So when are we going to get new information about epics? About 2021 epics, Omar?
You're asking me?
That's what I want to know. Yeah, you're the one. You're the one to know here.
Look, it's too fast. I can't keep up.
Yep.
Right. Next time I'll get one of my kids over here to monitor, and she can just 8-year-olds randomly pick a question. Omar tried a Patreon only event with David. There it is. There it is. Bucks. Thank you, Larry. Thank you so much.
Early Doctor Strange series in Omni. Yeah.
Larry's a good guy, and that's the reason I highlighted. I normally don't highlight questions like these for David, but David, any chance we could get an early 70s Doctor Strange series in an omnibus format? And right now, David's answering your question. Kurtis, epics are just starting to even think about them. Like, nice. Right now, you are on ground zero thinking about them, man.
Let me know if you want me to help you think about them, David. I'm more than happy to join the conversation.
You know how many times I've asked him, I'm like, you need any help with omnis? I got suggestions.
Throwing it out there.
I got suggestions. Didn't we already get that Doctor Strange? In omnibus format, we got Ditko, and then we got
the 90s series.
The 90s stuff.
But we're talking about like the Steve Englehart, Frank Brunner series, I think.
Yeah, it's the 70s Strange series.
Yeah.
There you go, Larry. Some people are agreeing with you. Yes, Doctor Strange, Omni, please. Do you think the Brubaker Daredevil will be reprinted? I mean, yeah, but it's been printed once, right? It's already been reprinted one time, so it'll be a little bit, I'm sure. So David is saying, all right, maybe for the next film, when Strange comes, Strange 2, I guess, Into the Madness of whatever it's called.
The multiverse of madness.
Yep, it went into the 80s series. That's right. Please, Uncanny X-Men 4 for December 22. I don't know, man. I'm thinking that one gets pushed because we have Uncanny Volume 3 in December. So it was originally scheduled, but then the world broke. And, I mean, if this is the worst thing that happened, then we got a pretty good life, right?
Oh, yeah.
If the worst thing that happened is the omnibus you've been looking forward to gets pushed back by a month or two, life isn't that bad. Getting all philosophical now. How about a what if omnibus? Dude, I know, right? He knows. I think, yeah, that's one that I wanted. The one that I wanted was like a X-Men centric what if omnibus. That would be so awesome. First world problems, baby.
Yes, that's what comic books are.
There it is. Yes to what if.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's one that I'm rooting for too.
Well, we just got all of those complete collections, right? The work is done as far as and they even did some new scans and stuff for those books. Like it's they look really nice.
Only one missing is the
Master Kung Fu issue.
Master Kung Fu with Fu Manchu, right?
Which had some legal issues surrounding that one.
Right.
But the Conan stuff is there. While Marvel has the Conan license, let's get those what if omnibuses out there. David, if you do the in What If Complete Collection Volume 3, the Daredevil What If Matt Murdock Were an Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. had the new coloring in it, and I think it was supposed to be the original coloring. So if there's ever an Omni, that should probably go back to the original coloring.
You boys and your original coloring. I just you know how many questions I get.
Every other issue was the original coloring, so it was out of place.
Right. Well, I get that question with Omar. How is Marvel going to handle the Simonson Thor Epic Collections? And I say, I don't know. We haven't even looked at that yet. That's not even on the radar. I think they're worried about the coloring, right? There are people that are purists.
I'm sure it'll be the original. The Craven Last Hunt Epic Collection was the original coloring, whereas every single other printing has been recolored. Yeah. So I'm sure they'll go back to the original as well.
That's one question I get, quite often about Thor. Like whenever I do a Thor video, somebody's always asking, do you think when they do the epics, if they'll use the Thor coloring from the omnibus, or if they'll go back to the classic colors?
Yeah. And
honestly, I like the Thor coloring in the Omni, but I don't know. I'm not a stickler for OG colors, right? Unless it distracts from the art. And I don't think that one was, how do I put it? It wasn't absolute Swamp Thing-ish.
Yeah, right. No,
right?
They did a fine job with those ones, and same with the Miller Daredevil ones were okay too. Being in an Epic collection, I think it'll feel out of place since all of the other Epic collections are original colors.
No, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Although I did notice some of them, I can't remember what I was looking at, had like a recolor on the cover, or the coloring was touched up maybe.
For which?
One of the epics. I was reading my epics, and now I can't even remember what volume
all
it
of
was.
The epics have recolored covers.
Well, no. On the inside, right?
Oh, okay.
On the inside, it looked like it was recovered or recolored.
Maybe.
Yes, please. Thank you so much, Iraqi. Don't.
What was that? What were you gonna say?
Don't forget to hit that like button, everybody. If you're just now tuning in, and if you got questions, a Marvel Omnibus. Oh my gosh, I haven't heard that name in forever. That was Bill Jamas, right? Wasn't it him?
Yeah, there was that contest that he had with Peter David and some other people.
Who was the comedian from Howard Stern? He wrote some stuff in there too. Zimmerman.
Yeah,
Ron Zimmerman.
They had a contest of who could do the most successful lame miniseries.
Look, you had one shot, man. You asked one question, and David said no. You could have asked something good, and he could have said yes.
You'll have to settle for the complete collection.
That's right. I don't even think I collected any of that. I got one issue, and I'm like, nope, not for me. I forgot about that contest. It was the Captain Marvel was in there too, wasn't it? By Peter David.
And there was an Ultimate title in there as well, with 2 made-up characters.
Yeah, it was like the Batman and
Ultimate Adventures. There it is.
Ultimate Adventures. That's it. Oh, yeah. DBC All-Star on top of it, man. So it was Quesada, Jamas, and David. Yep. People ask me about this one, the Lee and Kirby Thor Omnibus reprint, and I don't think David and I really talked about it, but I think the Silver Age stuff doesn't sell as well. as modern age. I don't know how it is for Epics. It seems like Epic format, they sell well no matter what age it's in.
3 out of 4. Oh, 3 out of the first 5 Thor Epic collections
I
are
noticed that.
are currently out of stock. Like it's just nuts. People love them.
I do a video on Thor, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, 3 of these are out of print. I can't even find them." And I was like, "Which one? One should be coming back."
That's right. 1 is back. That's right. Yeah. So number 2, number 4, number 5 are out. Number 1 was out for a while before they reprinted it recently. So that early Thor. Yeah.
What about something like X-Men box set for another character like Spider-Man or Avengers? They've done an Avengers one, but not in a chronological order. I would love a Spider-Man one. That would be so awesome too. And I know a lot of people would. This is a question from Eduardo Cortez. Does David Gabriel collect Omnis or Epics? He likes Masterworks. I think he's mentioned on the show that, David, if you're still on, you have every Marvel Masterwork, right? But the Omnis are too big. I know he has some Omnis, but I know that he has, I think, all the Marvel Masterworks.
That's cool. That's pretty cool. All, yep.
All. There you have it. Yeah. He collects Jags. The variants. What's your favorite Marvel Masterwork, David? Just out of curiosity, that's me. The Buscema Submariner needs
Fantastic
an Omni.
Four number 1.
Oh, there's Raz. All. Hidden Years was underrated. Not to John Byrne. Dazzler. Oh, did that? No, that did end up coming out.
Yeah,
that was one that snuck in. Yeah.
Awesome.
Now we're all waiting for that Dazzler. Did I miss the announcements? You can always go back and watch them. Really, it's just a new schedule is what I went through. So
yeah, no big reveals or anything.
Right. Nothing yet. But David's kind enough to chime in the chat with answering some questions. And he was actually doing some research. Y'all got him working after hours trying to find some of these Omnis. Yes, the turning all of OHCs into Omnis. I think I've said it on my show before, and this is something I really haven't talked to David about, but that was just something I think that they would do something to the extent of like what they did with the X-Men Mutant Massacre, make it into an omnibus. So involve the mutants and Inferno, the biggest X-Men OHCs need to be reprinted. Just make them into Omnis. Even us Omni guys will rebuy those because they'll have an Omni sleeve on them.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm not even kidding with the collector's mentality. You throw a direct market cover on Fall of the Mutants and Inferno, people that have those OHCs will buy them up. But that's just me. Raz. David Gabriel Homer wanted to know something. When's X-Men Omnibus Volume 5 coming out? Tom DeFalco Thor Omni. Man, that's one of my favorite runs on Thor.
It's really good.
His run on Thor is freaking phenomenal. I like his FF run too.
Yeah, oh yeah. It's my favorite run on Fantastic Four. A lot of people don't get it, I think, but I loved it. Might have helped that was my entry point into Fantastic Four as well.
Yeah. See, Defenders Omnis would be good. I have all the singles. I'm surprised we don't have earlier Defenders epics yet. We have a lot of stuff from the tail end of the Defenders.
We have all of the tail end. We just got the final volume, so any new Defenders collections that are going to come out will have to be older.
From the older, but we're not getting any in 2020, right?
No, we're not. It's kind of a drag, but hopefully early. Hear that, David? If you're just thinking about it, Defenders early 2021. See, I'm full of great ideas.
What's the other one that people were like, they forgot about Ant-Man? That's the one everyone...
too, yeah. I would like that too.
I remember somebody randomly messaging me. They were like, look, I don't really watch your show, but I watch it, but I like Epic Collections. Would you please tell whoever's in charge about Ant-Man not to forget Ant-Man Volume 2? I was like, sure, man. I'll do that one day. And honestly, I think other people have asked before.
Oh yeah, lots of people want that one. I do
Peter-
too. I want that one as well.
Peter David X Factor Omnibus, once his Hulk run is over, would be great. I'm sure Peter David agrees with that. I agree with that. His Spider-Man 2099 would be excellent to collect too. Just saying. Marvel 2-in-1 Volume 2 Epic. Did we only get one?
We've only had one, and that was a couple years ago. That was another oversight, I thought, from 2020 as well. So hopefully we can get a follow-up from that one.
I like all the predictions that you all make. Is it too early for an Old Man Logan Omni?
Never.
No.
Never too early.
No. My daughter would agree with this. Lydia was like, "Where's the next book?" It's a cute story because I got her Miss Marvel Omnibus Volume 1, and there wasn't a Volume 2. David, can we get a Miss Marvel Omni Volume 2? Volume 1 is looking awful lonely on my shelf. Isn't Old Man Logan Omni the Mark Miller one, unless I'm confused? It was the ongoing series by Jeff Lemire, right after the 5-issue miniseries by Brian Michael Bendis, right after during Secret Wars, he crossed over to the 616 universe, and there was an ongoing series, and I think, who was it? Ed Brisson ended up finishing the run. Larry Hama Wolverine Omni. Y'all have seen my Most Wanted Omnis, right? Like, these are the same things I've been saying. And I think I'm the only one that ever says Nth Man Omni.
Well, send a stack to David's mother-in-law.
Michael Lombardo, has David used his corporate Infinity Stones ahead on official Masterworks run of Micronauts and ROM, for market research purposes? I love that question. I know there's books that I know that he wants in omnibus format or collected editions format that doesn't belong to Marvel anymore. I think most of us people that grew up in the 80s and stuff will probably think of Micronauts and ROM.
Oh yeah.
Somebody brought up Godzilla earlier. There's characters like that. Which even the omnibus format has pampered me so much that everything I look at when another publisher owns the rights to something that Marvel once had, Transformers, I'm like, come on, IDW, can't you just make 2 or 3 Transformers Omnis and just so I can put them together?
I bought recently the Star Trek Marvel collections that the UK publisher has been putting out in a series called just Star Trek graphic novels. They're ones with all the matching spines.
Oh, those are beautiful because I know Transformers is released the same way.
Yeah, the Star Trek and they are releasing literally every single thing that has ever been Star Trek from every single company, and so the Marvel ones are there, but they are just awful. The restoration is just. They look so terrible.
Oh, don't say that, because the Transformers one looked pretty cool.
Yeah, and those ones were great. But the included as a bonus feature in the back of the Marvel Years books is an issue of Gold Key, beautifully restored. It looks so nice, and you flip it with the Marvel ones. It's like, what the heck is this garbage? It's just awful.
Here's a great question from Eric Garza. Would love to see more Ultimate Spider-Man Omnis volumes to connect Volume 1 to the death of. I think there has been a lot of demand for this character. Whenever I did my comprehensive reading order of Ultimate Spider-Man, people were asking me why these OHCs are out of print and if they were coming back into print, it had been around for so many years, and the Ultimate Universe isn't even around anymore. But everything is possible because literally just a couple months ago we got a reprint of Ultimates, right? The Ultimates Omnibus. So maybe they reprint Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 1 and they see the sales and they go ahead and do a green light of Volume 2, and what would it take? 2 and 3 to match up to that death of.
Yep.
But a guy can dream, right? can you confirm the dimensions of the Grand Design Omni? It is standard Marvel Omnibus size, so it's gonna match up to the other Omnis that you have on your
So
shelf.
it's smaller though than the other ones that were released.
It's smaller than the
Treasury
editions, yeah. Because I know a lot of people, even Pisker or Ed himself, thought that it was going to be bigger, like a bigger thing. But I think David confirmed that it was just going to be a standard size.
Can you imagine the thickness and the width of the Treasury editions? Like that's a massive book. It would cost so much to ship those things around.
Well, and then it would be like, where do you even put that book, right? Like it would be laying on its side, maybe with the other books, with the grand design. The grand designs fit rather. They fit well in the KLAX.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a comment up above a little while back from Brian Meenan about Gru at 549.
Sergio Arjones.
It said, "Can you buy back the rights to Gru the Wanderer so we can get a complete omnibus run?"
I see it now.
Yeah, I'd love that.
Who owns the rights to that
It's
now? Was it Dark Horse?
No, it's owned by Mark Evanier and Sergio Aragones. And I was watching a live stream with the two of them just last week, and they were saying that they want to do a complete reprint run of their whole stuff, but they haven't found the right publisher yet. So I don't know if that means that they've ruled out Marvel or if they haven't talked to Marvel, but they want to do it. But I don't know if they will want to do omnibuses, but they want to do something.
That would be cool.
Yep.
Because that's a run that hasn't been properly collected in a long time.
And it's because it switched hands between publishers so many. Gru's been published by pretty much every single major publisher and even a lot of minor ones over its, almost 40-year history.
Are there epics you don't collect?
I don't collect the Conan. I don't collect the Dark Horse stuff. First of all, because I never really cared about Conan, so I never got on board with that. I know. It's just not that I just haven't. I've read those 2 issues of What If just recently, the Conan ones, and they blew my mind. It was wonderful. So I'm definitely hopping on board with the epics and with the Marvel years. And if I like the character enough, then I might venture into some of the newer stuff. And I don't collect the Star Wars extended universe stuff as well, except for the Marvel years. I've been strictly a Marvel guy, although the Dark Empire epic is scheduled for release.
Oh, that's a good one.
I might pick that one up because I do like that story a lot.
That is a good one. I have the hardcover of that from Dark Horse. This is the only one I kept out of the. I have too many Star Wars books. I need to get rid of a bunch.
Right.
I can't stop buying all these Conan Omnibus. Good. They'll keep making more, man. I'm weary of the colored Usagi collections coming out. I haven't seen a single one, but they're all supposed to be overseen by Stan Sakai himself. So
I think it might be good. I like Stan Sakai's coloring when he does do color stuff, and if they treat it the same as like the Bone coloring, like the Bone color edition is just fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It almost feels like the book should have been done that way. Can we start releasing epics and hardcovers? They're called Marvel Masterworks. Well, no, actually, no. The Marvel Masterworks aren't even that thick. Debt Collector? I'm going to do you a solid. David, if you're still in the chat, this man has been asking me about the Old Republic Volume 1 for months.
So many people are after that one. This all of a sudden, I don't know what it was, that all of a sudden everyone wanted that book all of a sudden. Old Republic Volume 1. So yeah, it would be great to reprint that.
It's interesting you say that because whenever a book just goes out of print, it's like the scalpers, like their spider sense goes off. Right?
Yeah.
They're like, wait a minute, Spider-Man versus Venom just went out of print. I'm going to go look on eBay. Dude, and it's crazy. And it's crazy what one day can do to an auction too.
Yep.
crazy. Did I miss the new date for the Gauntlet Complete Collection Volume 2? Angela, that is coming out in August. Still coming out in August. You can't even find them on eBay and Amazon, though.
Well, right now, Amazon. Oh yeah, not eBay, but Amazon's a weird place to look, just because they've taken down a lot of their own listings and third-party sellers and whatnot to get I don't know, their COVID-related things.
I started collecting the Moon Knight Epis because of the out-of-print madness. It's weird, but there's an opposite effect to this, right? There's a good thing, and that is less than 5 hours after a near mint condition video comes out with reprints, the price differences on eBay and on Amazon for these out-of-print Omnis are night and day. Literally, I remember when I announced Annihilation books, Annihilation was going for like $300 sealed. The following day, it was going for about $150 buy now. So, wow. I mean, there's also a good end to this spectrum that we're talking about, right? And the prices are ridiculous. Like, insane. I don't know if you all have ever looked at like things like the Colossal Conan. It's crazy. But I guess, if you've got the money, who am I to judge what you buy? So.
But the thing is, if you wait, if you just are patient and do a little bit of hunting, I'm sure you could find it at a reasonable price.
Omar, can you do a fake announcement of Fables Volumes 4 and 7 reprint? Sure. And then everybody's going to come and kill me when that doesn't happen. All right, we're going to start wrapping up, guys. Thank you all. Please don't forget to hit that like button. We will put up the dates. I'll put the dates once I'll get with I'll shoot David an email tomorrow asking him if he has any information about the missing books that were not covered here. And if he has them, I'll put a list together and I'll put them up on our social media so you all can see. And if he has new dates for something else, I'll make a separate video. It won't be a live video, even though these are a lot of fun. I'll just do a quick video of books that are coming out as well as. But that's what we have so far. So very exciting. Still a lot of great books coming out towards the end of the year. Still getting my New Mutants and Excalibur. So, and yes, one day I would love to have David on the video stream with me. But let's give him some time to collect himself, because I'm sure it's a nightmare right now working from home and trying to do all this stuff. So. Kurtis, my friend, where can people find you when you're not hanging out with me looking at solicits?
Well, I am looking at solicits elsewhere.
Okay.
No, you can find me epicmarvelpodcast.com on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook. Join my Facebook group, Epic Marvel Podcast. No, just search for Epic Collections on Facebook. I'm 50 people away from 900, so we can get all you 50 people who aren't part of the group. Join that group and we'll have some fun.
There you have it. Thank you, David, for being in the chat and answering questions, and thanks everyone. Omar, Kurtis, and Omnidog.
Yes,
Omnidog's not even here. And
thanks, David.
What was I gonna say? There was something else somebody was asking me just a second ago. I'll remember tomorrow after I go after this ends. But thank you, everybody. And remember, please stay healthy, stay safe out there. And much love to you all.